Good morning, everybody. All 0 of you in the room right now. That's cool, though. I love talking turtles. So real quick, before anybody gets in here, yes, I was. I did do the walk and talk with Joey C. We have had our differences in the past, but I was in Tampa. Fuck it. I thought I'd go see him. He gives his address, shit. So I had a good time. Had a heart-to-heart with Joey C. about his... We all know what he does. But kind of reamed him a new ass for doing it. Like, he's a lot different in person than on streams. And I will say this, and Joey will... He might get mad at this, but he's got internet muscles. If he's online, he's gonna. But when you meet him in person, he's a fucking teddy bear. So, that being said, let's get on with the last Ronin. Oh, cool! I opened up right to where I needed to be. Let's catch everybody up. The Last Ronin is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic. It is the story of what happens about it's 15 years after, there was a truce between the Iroku clan, which is a Rokusaki Shredder, and the Yoshi or Hamato clan, which is Hamato Yoshi, which was Splinter. In the comics, they're different than the TV show and the cartoons. Because they actually kill people. They're ninjas. They have deadly weapons. 2 of them do anyway. And so there was a truce. There was a ceasefire, so to for in a matter of speaking. And the Iroku clan, the Shredder clan, betrayed the Hamato clan and systematically started to, well, not systematically. Raphael, they were attacked. While the truth, Raphael went to go attack them, and he was ambushed and killed. Leonardo and Casey Jones went to go see what happened, and they were in an explosion, and they were killed. And then Donatello and Splinter were in Japan as they were, trying to get the truce to go with the other clan. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is going on? Oh, nothing's going on. So then they were ambushed and killed. So Michelangelo was the sole survivor of the Ninja Turtles, and we find out that he went to go avenge them, and he failed one time, and he was about to commit Harry-Carry. April O'Neil stopped him. We've also discovered that throughout the years, the mutation never stopped. So as the years went by, the turtles kept mutating and getting bigger and stronger and more resilient, because Michelangelo fell off of a multi-story building, and the fall should have killed him. And he even mentions it, as he's falling, he's like, no, not like this. I don't want to die like this. And then he hits the ground, and he's like, that fall should have killed me. And so they figure out April, who was a scientist now, she figured out that they kept mutating. Her and Casey Jones were married. They had a child. Because of their time with the Turtles, they were, I don't want to say infected, but that may be the only, for lack of a better term. Let's see if, what the hell's going on here? All right, I got to do this to do this, and then we'll go do that. But yeah, they were infected with the mutagen whatever, and they had a child, Casey Marie, and she, we have discovered, is a mutant as well, because she is, she's stronger, she's able to, she's just more resilient. So yes, and she knew she was a mutant. Then we get to, I gotta stop saying and then. I was rewatching all of my videos of this, and like every other fucking word, and then, therefore. So I need to stop that. If someone wants to put a counter on all the times I say "and then," so we can see how horrible I am at this. But I almost said it. Well, Michelangelo, he, the turtles talked to him, and he had a fight with them. And he said, as they were, because they were ridiculing him, for giving up and this, and he's like, just leave me alone. And so they went away. Then here's the part where Casey Marie Jones, if you haven't seen it before, where she actually breaks a brick wall when she finds out that she tells that she's a mutant right here. I'm a mutant. So Michelangelo goes into the lair of Iroku Hiroto, that is the Shredder's grandson. Yes. And then drink. So every time I say "and then," we'll make a drinking game. Oh my God, we totally could make a drinking game out of this too, because holy shit, you get hammered. Thank you for joining me, Dylan. Good to see you, brother. So Michelangelo, he's decided that this is the last stand. I'm do or die. I'm in. So he goes to the lair of Iroku Hiroto, and as he's preparing, Iroku Hiroto says, "Bring me my armor." And as I showed yesterday, here is Michelangelo's path of destruction as he is going to the lair of Iroku Hiroto. Yes, the Ninja Turtles kill people. It's not just this comic. The Ninja Turtles kill people. They are ninjas. They are, they don't knock each other out. They're not robots. They're actual people. And Iroku Hiroto says, "Bring me my armor." And then, God damn it! So we have this guy right here, who, as you're reading it the first time, you're like, "Oh wow, that's his armor, cool." But Michelangelo dispatches him with the sword right there, Leonardo's sword. The broken sword just shoves it right in his. And then, God damn it, drink. Right here. What's that say? Iroku Hiroto, I'm here. What are you waiting for? So we find out that armor was not Iroku Hiroto. Now we see the crows that if you've been watching the other streams, Iroku Hiroto is always surrounded by crows, but I don't want to show you that part yet. But we find out that they're actually robots, and Michelangelo has these two batons. What the fuck? Has these two batons that when you knock them together, they make an EMP, so they disrupt robotics. He dispatches a whole bunch of mousers. If you're not familiar with mousers, they're actually from the comic. They're just robots that, eat shit. Now we see this big bad armor that just cracks Michelangelo in the head. And again, he's fighting this big, huge armor, old school robotics. And then motherfuck. I'm actually cognizant of it now that I'm saying "and then" every other fucking word. And right here, you see this big giant sword. So when he kills that guy, you see the sword right here. That's what I love about comics. They foreshadow, because it's a visual medium, so they foreshadow a lot of stuff. So the sword is on the ground. Michelangelo starts to fight this bigger guy. Again, first time reading it, you think it's Iroku Hiroto, but incorrect. And see right here, we go back to the sword that was left by the first armored guy, and then Michelangelo dispatches the new armor guy with that same sword, because the other sword is still embedded into the throat of the other guy. Almost said it. On the next page, we see the two The next panel, we see the two giant. Oh fuck! Anyway, we see the two dead guys. Michelangelo goes to the. I'll show you that. Goes to the area of. Why is my phone doing that? And in this cryogenic chamber is Hiroku Hiroto. What is her name? Hiroku Hikari, and she actually is the one that killed Raphael. Yes, that's right. She's the one. Man, I forgot. She's the one that killed Raphael. But for some reason, she was, dying, and then Hiroto, Shredder's grandson, her son, is saying, "Oh, mother," and then because he wants to be the only one, he destroys her coffin and basically ends up killing her because he wants to be, the guy. And he says, bring me my armor. So now he said before, bring me my armor. So you can see there's his armor. And it looks strikingly familiar to an armor that we already know as Ninja Turtles fans, don't we? Ha ha! I just thought that was a cool panel. I wanted to, in my intro, I wanted to put that picture in there, but it's just, oh man, it's just such a cool picture. Like I would have that like as a print and framed. A modern Shredder. You can see he's got, like the Shredder armor. There's Michelangelo right there, the last Ronin. And now it's the epic battle between Hiroku Hiroto, and the last Ronin, Michelangelo. And then motherfuck. Drink. So we have, what the fuck? Why am my phone doing this? Son of a bitch. Maybe it's too hot. All right, son of a fuck. All right, so Cupcake's Corner on the road is it's all experimental, guys. So bear with me here. I almost fucking said it right there. Well, here we see that after the battle, there was an explosion, and then they get thrown out of the building. There is Casey Marie Jones. Damn it, Sensei. They're falling and falling. Then they get on the building, and then there's. I mean, it's hard to explain. There's, they're fighting. I mean, the visuals are just fantastic. I mean, the just the artwork and you can actually feel when you're reading it, you can feel these punches that they're dealing each other. I really need to find. Oh, and he's trying to find. Throughout this, there's internal dialogue. That's what those squares are, and Michelangelo is saying, man, this armor, I've never dealt with this kind of armor before. It's what's the, it's just so I need to find a weakness in it. And as they're fighting, they crash. Here we go. So we find out he does find a weakness in the armor, but just like Terminator 2, the armor is like it reforms. It's like the T-1000 in Terminator 2. It gets damaged and then it rebuilds itself. So he's like, holy fuck, how am I gonna do this? And then there's the we shall see. See, that's a cool picture too, right there. That's badass. That's just the and then son of a bitch. God damn. All right. All right. So next time, remind me I need to shut off I don't know why my screen keeps shutting off. Almost said it. Well, here is where Michelangelo, that was close. I guess we can call him Shredder Jr., because it's easier to say than Oroku Hiroto. So we have Casey Jones Jr., Casey Marie is trying to infiltrate underneath the building while this epic battle between Michelangelo and Shredder Jr. is going on. I mean, really, this is just amazing. Seeing this again. Yeah, like look at that. Look at that. You can feel that hit that Shredder gives him. And Michelangelo's getting the shit beat out of him. Don't think that because he's bigger and stronger that this Shredder is a formidable opponent. Thank you for the 10 hanging out with me, checking out the last Ronin. And this is the and then this is the part where he's like he has to find a weakness, so he gets a grenade and he pops it in his hand. My steering wheel's in the way. And then drink. This was the best part. A gift from Raphael. And it's a grenade. And he pops it in his hand. The gift from Raphael is his sai piercing the hand of Shredder Jr. And then, is that your best mutant poking and prodding? Boom! The grenade goes off. I almost said it there. No, my tower. Perfect timing. They needed a distraction. That's what they needed, a diversion. This explosion is what I was wrong. That wasn't the grenade. That explosion is what Casey Marie Jones was doing. To cause the diversion. God damn. So Michelangelo takes. This is kind of fitting. What is the first rule of martial arts? Should never take your eyes off your opponent, which is exactly what Shredder Jr. did. So Michelangelo takes full advantage of that and knocks him out. Hits the ground. More epic battles, and now Michelangelo is just beating the shit out of him. Just pummeling him. You can see the sword in his guts. Right here, can you? There's the bow staff. Get out of here, I don't need you. And then right here, fine, I yield, because he was beaten to a pulp. He's and this one's courtesy of Leonardo, where he kicks the sword into him, and you can see the sword still in his guts. So he's I yield. But what happens? Of course, he's a Shredder. He's an Oroku, so you can never trust him. So of course, he yields, and Michelangelo goes down. Cuts him with with his blades, his shoulder, his arm blades, throws the bow staff at him from Donatello. And Michelangelo then, he's got all this stuff on, and he's bleeding pretty badly from this cut. He's pretty. So he jumps down into the sewer, his refuge. I need to stop this bleeding. And this, if you're a Ninja Turtles fan, this book was great. But this part right here, where Michelangelo, he's in his full Last Ronin getup, right? Still with the black, he doesn't wear a color. He wears black because he's a Ronin. He's and so the Shredder Jr. comes down to the sewer, and then Michelangelo, just like I imagine this like a scene in like in First Blood or Commando, where he's you see him putting on the the goop, and he's tying his thing, and he's, getting all his weapons ready. Michelangelo gets his nunchucks, and I'll show you the next panel. Oh, thank you, Mason. Importantly, it was fun. We'll kind of diverge here for a second. It was fun. Had a good time. Joey is a lot different in person than on the internet. I will say that. Any other ones? Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll do when I'm back at home. We'll rewatch one of these and we'll do a drinking game. Every time I say "and then," it's taking a drink. We're gonna get hammered by the end of it. Jesus. Shredder Jr. is dishonorable, and we've proven that the Oroku clan is dishonorable throughout this whole thing. They garner they try to garner the peace. They try to garner a truce. They're the ones that that break the truce first. They're the ones that break it first. So yes, the Oroku clan is dishonorable. And when it delves deep. I didn't really get into it because I'm showing the pictures, obviously. But the Hamato clan, like, they're revered in Japan. Master Splinter, a rat, is revered. Donatello is with him. A mutant turtle and a mutant rat are revered by humans of this clan. So, who's running, who's hiding? He cracks him with the nunchuck, whatever it is, nunchako. Remember, in the lair, it was filling with water, so now April is underwater, trying to fix it, to clear it out, and then son of a bitch. Hello to the 14E hanging out with me here. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. But this is just an epic battle. If you're a fan of comics and of comic books and the Ninja Turtles, I absolutely recommend you buying this graphic novel. 100%. Cupcake approved. I am American Cupcake, and I approve this message. So we have here as well, April gets through, and what she does is she opens up the floodgates, and then all the water, unbeknownst to them, Michelangelo and Shredder Jr. are fighting in the sewers. So, she lets the water out. She does finally get the water out, but it rushes out and it captures them both. It captures both Michelangelo and Shredder, and it pumps them out into the goop. And then there's an epic battle. You will not survive, mutant. Let me get out of the way here. And I don't know. I got super excited when it was just when he took off all his, the robe, the cloak, everything, and it was just him, the headband, and his weapons. It was cool. It was cool. As a Ninja Turtles fan, that was probably the coolest part. And then son of a bitch. And then, so they're still fighting. And Shredder Jr.'s "I'm a god, I'm immortal." Why did that happen? Oh, was it his armor? It was his armor that, God damn it. It was his armor that overreacted and exploded. Boom! And then finally, we see the demise of Shredder Jr. Michelangelo, some god. And then we see that Michelangelo, most likely, thank you to the 15 now, has probably succumbed to his injuries. Casey Marie Sensei comes down and, Sensei, I'm here. Oh, I'm getting my glasses on. I can't see. Sensei, I'm here. And Michelangelo, I'm sorry, Casey. It was my duty, my destiny for my family. but I'm your family now. Like she's saying, like, you know, you can't die, you know. But Michelangelo saying, listen, I did what I had to do. It was my destiny to die in this, you know, in this venture. You know, this was a one-way ticket. I had to avenge my brothers and my family. This was the outcome. And then she's beginning to cry, you know, but I'm your family now. What am I going to do? Like, don't do this. So he gives, in one of the panels, I don't know if you remember, he had a piece of every one of his, Michelangelo had Donatello's bow staff, one of Raphael's size, one of Leonardo's swords that was broken, one of the, you know, very first part of the book. And he had Splinter's journal. And in one of the panels, you can see him writing something in the journal, and then he closes it. We don't see what that is. At the very, we see now what he wrote after he defeated. Can you see it? Now peace. He says now peace, because when he was arguing with the turtles, you know, his brothers, you know, in his mind, he was saying this ends. You know, this has to end. So he takes care of it, and then obviously you can see what happens. Oh no, Mikey. And then right there, and now we see that Michelangelo did indeed meet his demise, but he got his vengeance. He was vindicated. He did what he needed to do, and I really liked this. The beep 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 beep. They did that before. If you didn't see the other ones, they did that before when Michelangelo fell off the building. They did the beep 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 beep, and then when he was like beep, he went into a dream world where all his brothers were there, and it was the continuing beep, and we see. I'll just show this last panel. Good to have you back. We got to get some fresh air. And then in this last panel, we can see all four turtles, just like we recognize them, with Splinter and Casey Jones. They are, for lack of a better term, probably in heaven, but like Michelangelo says, it smells like home. So, not gonna lie, and then it's the end. I'm not gonna lie, this last page, I don't want to say I got choked up, but it was emotional. You know, it was kind of emotional. Now we go to the epilogue. The epilogue, we see Casey Marie. You know, she's, you know, training, and then she realizes her mutant strength, and whoop, takes that. What time we got here? Okay, half hour. That's what I thought it would be. You know, so she's using her mutant. She's now accepted the fact that she's a mutant, and she's going to use that mutantness, thanks to the 16 hanging out with me here. Just talking to her mom, April O'Neil, about, you know, what are we gonna do. I thought this was cool. If you can see right here, where is it? Right here, you see the weapons of the turtles, and then there's Master Splinter's journal. You know, she closes it. She'll keep training. So she is now reading Master Splinter's journal to continue her training as a ninja. And we can see here also the lab that April O'Neil is fixed and up to date. The tiles, you can see just the artwork. Look at the tile. I mean, you can tell it's an old building, but you know, it's got the technology. It's a lab. Yeah, what's new? So, what are we eating today? I don't know, kid. I'm not hungry. Wasn't talking to you. Are you hungry? What are we eating today? Oh, kiddo, I'm not hungry. I wasn't talking to you. Who could she be talking to? Can the 15 of you in here guess who she was talking to? Get ready and grow up already. Hurry up and grow up already. I've got so much cool stuff to teach you. So where is it? Right there. She has 4 new baby turtles ready ready to be trained. And that is the end of the Last Ronin. There is a Last Ronin Part 2. It has new turtles, so obviously it's probably these four little turtles that were in there. It was a fantastic read. It brought back a lot of the feelings that I had when I was reading the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book. Yeah, that too, Dylan. Jesus, man. Thank you for the 17 hanging out. But yeah, it was a fantastic read. If you're a comic book fan, if you're a Ninja Turtles fan, if you're an American Cupcake fan, go ahead and get this. This was obviously a hardcover edition. Oh my God, Brother Cupcake, I didn't know you spent that much money on me. Well, thank you, Brother Cupcake. I love you to death, man. But yes, it is a fantastic read. You need to get it. The next one I am going to, if I can, I thought I had it here. Oh, there it is. Hold on. Ugh. So the next one I'm going to do is, I don't think this is much of a graphic novel. It's just a hardcover comic. It's just a hardcover comic. And it's City at War, The End. So it's this is going to be my next one. This is another one that Brother Cupcake got me. He got me these 2 things for Christmas, and I had a delivery near Brother Cupcake's house, so I stopped there. He was at work. Sister-in-law Cupcake told me that he had some gifts for me, so I went and got them. So be prepared. Probably, what day is today? Thursday? Oh, guess who's going to get Buffalo Wild Wings? Buy one, get one free chicken nuggets, boneless wings. Right there, on sale at Amazon for $16. Right there, buy one, get one free, 16 at Tim 422. So pick it up. Buy one, get one free. Absolutely. Oh, shit, did I just dump a bunch of people out here? Because now there's only 3 when I had a couple in here. But, yeah, Tim 422, right there, on sale at Amazon for $16. Pick it up. It's worth every penny. But yeah, thank you for joining me here, everybody. I appreciate all the support. Follow me on Twitter at BoxTruckCupcake, BoxTruck Cupcake on Twitter. You're obviously following me on YouTube, which is fantastic. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell. Ring it. Like and subscribe. Smash the like button if you don't mind. And I will catch you on the flip side. Maybe we will go. Don't know where we're going to go this weekend with Where in the States is American Cupcake. I am in Tampa, Florida right now. And I got time, there's nothing going on. So good morning, Tiff. How are you, sweetheart? Grandma Cupcake, I believe, has something for you. She's going to send it. Tim 422, that warms my heart, dude. Thank you so much, man. Like, I was so worried that I would just have a boring ass show, but that right there, it's amazing, dude. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Yes, she does. She's my mom, so. But yeah, we're gonna do this one next, and we might. I might actually just go. My next one after the Turtles, I discovered that I told you once about the book series, The Dresden Files. If you have never heard of The Dresden Files, and if you don't know who the author Jim Butcher is, I 100% recommend The Dresden Files. The Dresden Files is a book series about a Chicago's only openly practicing wizard detective. He makes no bones about it that he's a wizard. One thing cool about the Dresden Files, in one of the short stories of the Dresden Files, when the Cubs won the World Series, Jim Butcher did a short story called "The Curse," and it was because of Harry Dresden that the Cubs won the World Series. So if you ever come across that, it's the Dresden Files and the short novella. I think it's a novella or it's a short story, but it's The Curse. And that is he breaks the curse. And in that story, it was probably after the Cubs won the World Series. But it was, Harry Dresden breaks the curse so that's why the Cubs won the World Series. But it's the Dresden Files is a great. You have to look into it. One of my favorite. I mentioned it before. One of my favorite Dresden Files books. And it's not much of a spoiler because you can. It's got to be 15 years old now. But it's called a Deadbeat, and it's about zombies. And he tries to fight. He's got to fight this army of zombies. These guys are a bunch. There's a couple different people who make zombies. And to fight zombies, you can only fight zombies with zombies. And the older the remains are, the stronger magically the zombie will be. So Harry Dresden, who's in Chicago, goes and finds the oldest remains of a dead thing, which is the Tyrannosaurus Rex Sioux at the Field Museum. So yes, Harry Dresden in the book Deadbeat animates the bones of the Tyrannosaurus Rex Sioux and rides Sioux through the streets of Chicago, killing zombies. I love that book. I fucking love that book. I may actually reread it and just do a review on it, but there'll be no pictures, so we'll have to use the God, what was it? The theater of the mind, and I will try to elucidate and elaborate all of the pictures so that you can have the flowing coalescence of visions in your brain. But that's about it for right now. I don't know if I'm going to be on later today. I might, but thank you so much for everybody that hung out. Tim422, look into it. Jim Butcher, if you're gonna seriously go into the Dresden Files, you have to start with the first one, that's Stormfront, and then the next one is Full Moon. The one after that is Fool Moon, Fool Moon is the second one. The third one, I don't remember what the third one is. The fourth one is Summer Night. But yeah, they're easy reads. They're great. They get more. It's a series, man. It gets more, into it. Man, 18 of us now. Thank you so much, everybody, for still hanging out. I was incorrect with the 4. I think it was just my phone messed up. But we got 19 now. Thank you so much, guys. We're talking about just finished The Last Ronin, talking about the Dresden Files now. That one of my favorite book series, Chicago's only open practicing wizard. Check it out. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the, just all the fans. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here. Have you ever read Skinner by Neil Asher? I have not. I will have to check that out. Shit show. I do. I'm driving. Most of the time. 10 hours a day. On average. About that. If I'm not listening to the Dabbleverse podcasts, I am listening to audiobooks, which is what I do. And I don't know about you guys, but audiobooks to me are great because when I was a kid, I loved being told stories. Like it was, if you could, I just liked, being around a campfire, listening to stories, and audiobooks do that. I may do, you know what? I got time. Fuck it. Let's do it. Audiobooks. Let's talk about audiobooks for a second here. Audiobooks, there are a lot of aspects to an audiobook. Not only does the book itself have to be good, but the narrator has to be good too. You need to get into the book. Hit that like button. Hey, what's going on, brother? Nice to see you. Hit that like button. Thank you so much. I do a lot of audiobooks at work, yeah. And you will agree with me probably. Thanks for the 25 hanging out with us here. Fantastic. Tremendous. Outrageous. The performance of the narrator has a lot to do with the book. American Psycho is, I've heard that. I've heard that The Wheel of Time, I've heard that. It's along the line of Game of Thrones. I've read all the Game of Thrones, audiobook, all the Game of Thrones books. And yes, the narrator is a must. American Psycho is one of my favorite movies, so I decided to get the book. Bret Easton Ellis is the author of the book. The audiobook was awful. The narrator just George Costanza finding an audiobook reader who sounded like That's amazing. That's hilarious. I'd have to check that episode out. I worked nights in the 90s, so I couldn't I was either in school or at work, so I couldn't really watch Seinfeld. But yeah, it's just awful. It's awful. The audiobook for American Psycho is awful. I hope I can find another edition of it with a different reader. It by King. Steven Weber did the narration for that. And I don't know if anybody has ever done an audiobook, a Stephen King audiobook, but you have to read it like a story. Just because it's a Stephen King book, you don't have to, like, for example, Blood Meridian with Richard Poe the Devil. All the time that Mark Brelham and Sentry and Richard Poe are the best audiobooks I've ever heard. Like, they go into it, like they try to make it dramatic and everything. He was walking down the street and he saw a leaf fall. That there's time for dramatics and there's time for not dramatics. I have discovered also that audiobooks read by celebrities are not good. They again try to over enunciate whatever genre the book is. I like the book One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and who is it? Dr. Steve Brule, whatever that actor's name is. He reads it, and I'm apprehensive about getting that one because it's an actor. But that's Jesus Christ. Gmail, I don't need you right now. But that's yeah, it's audio. You have to make sure you get the right narrator for audiobooks. God, what is his name? Grover, the audiobook narrator, Grover or something. He does The Stand. Incredible. Just the way he reads it. There's another. I'll have to do another show on this because I'm not prepared to talk about audiobooks right now. But John C. Reilly, that was it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Scott Brick. I don't know Scott Brick, but I will try to avoid him if I come across a book. But yes, thank you, Dylan from somewhere. John C. Reilly. Yes, he does. He reads One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I am apprehensive about getting it. Grover Gardner, that's the guy. Yes. Love him. He is fantastic. Just the way he reads it, he's great. So on that note, I'm going to cut a little short here. 45 minutes, that's enough. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me talk. Depending on what happens today, if I get a load out, I will probably do a Where in the States is American Cupcake this weekend. If I'm stuck in Tampa for another day, I'll actually do some preparing right now, and we'll talk about audiobooks. We'll talk about different authors. We'll just talk about, you know what? Between you and me and the 23 of us here, I'm gonna try to do shit that's not about the Dabbleverse, because there's enough shows about the Dabbleverse. I mean, let's be real, okay? And if I have 23 people hanging out here, it is a ropey load, actually. I hope I get a ropey load. That's right, TWO. I'm down. Oh, ooh, no, there's no shows tonight. But yeah, I'm trying to get out of, I'm trying not to. Thank you. I appreciate that. So we're gonna probably do. That's probably what this channel is gonna be about. Stuff that I see on the road. If I go to a museum, if I go to a cool amusement park, or if I go, just someplace cool, wherever I'm on the road, you guys can join me. And when I'm sitting at a truck stop just chilling, we'll talk about books. We'll talk about TV shows. We'll talk about whatever you want. And then when I'm at home, CUPCAKE'S Corner will do the same. Hopefully, I will get a computer soon. I have decided I will probably get a desktop computer, because it'll probably be a lot easier to, it'll just be easier to do StreamYard at the house. And I don't really have I don't have a power, what is it called? Like an inverter to, to plug something in. I've got, if anybody in the Dabbleverse wants to come meet me and wants to hook this big bitch up to my battery so I can actually plug shit in, it's a 3,000 watt. Oh shit. Watch as CUPCAKE destroys his truck. But yeah, it's a 3,000 watt power inverter so that I can plug stuff in. So it's still up in the air of whether I'm going to get a laptop or a desktop, because if I get a laptop, I'll be able to take it on the road and actually do actual decent video editing instead of my phone. But I haven't had any problem with my phone. My phone has been it's been perfect for what the little stuff I want to do. I'm not going to do any of the voice changing. I'm not going to, I might, I don't know. We're just going to keep it simple. We're minimalist here at American Cupcake, at American_Cupcake. We're kind of minimalist here, so I hope you appreciate that. But yeah, we're going to kind of try to, while I am a chatter in the Dabbleverse, my show is not going to be about the Dabbleverse, hopefully. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And keep reading, keep those, keep your faces in a book. That's really all I've got to say about that. Oh my God, that's all I got to say about that. You know what? I'm going to spend the next 10 minutes, because we're going to go for an hour. I'm going to spend the next 10 minutes talking about the book Forrest Gump. The only similarity between the book Forrest Gump and the movie Forrest Gump is that there is a mentally challenged man named Forrest Gump, and there's a girl named Jenny, and Forrest Gump has a mom. Everything else is different. In the very beginning of the book, the first couple, I don't know if it's pages. Yeah, and it's fucking awful. In the first couple pages, I was into it because Forrest Gump narrates it. He's the narrator, he's the storyteller. But he actually goes into what an idiot is, what a moron is, and he makes mention of, I'm not about a mongoloid, a Mongolian, yeah. Back in the, they called mentally challenged, we'll say it, R word people. They were called mongoloids. But he in the book says, yeah, I'm not one of those Mongolians. I'm just not too bright. So he knows he's not smart. And I was all kinds of in. Oh my God. Forrest Gump is self-aware that he's not smart. Let's do this. I'm so in on this. And I stopped the book when Forrest Gump. I stopped the book when the spaceship that Forrest Gump orbited the Earth in crash lands in Africa, and he is with a tribe of cannibals for 4 years. I was speechless. I tried to get through it, and I just couldn't. Oh, and Forrest Gump meets Bubba in college. They are football players together. And then I'm telling you, next time I'm home, I am going to restream one of these yeah, it's awful. It's so awful. I'm going to restream one of these videos of this, and we're going to drink every time I say the words "and then." Who's ready to get hammered? But yeah, he meets Bubba in college, and after college, they meet up again in training camp for Vietnam, and then son of a bitch. God damn it. All right, so we have a lot of we've got a lot of training to do. We need to stop saying "and then." Maybe I'll say "therefore." But yeah, Forrest Gump is awful. It's just awful. Oh, Forrest Gump's a big pothead. Yeah, in the whole summer, Oh, another thing about Forrest Gump, he and Jenny. Oh shit! I got a crack in my windshield. Son of a bitch. He and Jenny actually have a relationship in college, and they have sex all the time. In the book, it's like I don't know what. I'm glad they changed it because it was stupid as fuck. Just stupid. But yeah, avoid the book Forrest Gump if you're into those. Thanks for the 26 hanging out with me here. Avoid the book Forrest Gump if you're a Forrest Gump fan. Thank you, Dylan. See, this is why I love you, Dylan. And then Cupcake owned it for his catchphrase. I may do that too, and then. I may have to do that. Let's have a celebratory cigarette for the fact that Cupcake now has a catchphrase. And then Cupcake lit his cigarette, and then he inhaled the first drag, and then he rolled down his window, and then there were 27 of us hanging out watching Cupcake smoke and talk about the piece of shit book called Forrest Gump. Woohoo! What's going on, Mommy? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Yes. And then Tim422 said, that's great. But yeah, so I guess I'm going to own the shit out of and then Cupcake owned and then. So I'm going to copyright that. So anytime anybody on YouTube uses the phrase and then, copyright strike. Count on it. That's my phrase. Where are my postcards? Mommy reminded me I have a ton of postcards. I got a bunch of them, so that's what I'm going to be doing right now when I end this stream. So I've still got some from Roswell. I'm going to keep one of these because this is my favorite. This is my favorite postcard from Roswell. Kate Meany, actually, I said I wasn't going to talk about the Dabbleverse, but Kate Meany actually was on a corner, street corner, passing these out in Roswell, New Mexico. I was shocked to see her there. Like, I didn't even know she got around. I thought she was still in New York. But yeah, she was making up these postcards and just passing them out. Boom, hot take. You got it. That's awesome. That's right. I need to go back there. I need to. They're going to make another one, too, in another town. There are two Uranus fudge factories. One is in Indiana and one is in Missouri. The one in Missouri, I believe, is the original one. Oh, and the one in Missouri, they're actually – oh, totally. I get it. No, I totally get it. The one in Missouri is actually building a mini golf course. So if I get back there this summer, count on where in the States is American Cupcake from the mini golf course at the Uranus Fudge Factory in Missouri. There's also the Sideshow Museum. I don't know if I have that video up. I got to post that. But the Sideshow Museum in Uranus, Missouri, right next to the Fudge Factory. It's great, and the fudge is fucking phenomenal. Oh my god, kind of expensive, but it's like $8 $7.99. Yeah, $8 a chunk, but it's so good. They've got all different kinds. But yeah, we're going to write up some postcards. Mainly they're from Dinosaur World, where I was just at in Kentucky, not here in Florida. Thanks to the 30 hanging out. If you would like to be added to CUPCAKE'S postcard list, the most exclusive group of exclusivity in the Dabbleverse. I mean, it's the process of getting on it's the process of getting on the list, the postcard list, that makes it so exclusive. Here's what you do. To are you writing this down? Because there's a couple different steps. First, you DM me on Twitter and give me your address. I know it's tough, but and even international. I've got a postcard recipient in Canada, and I've got a postcard recipient in England. So yes, I do get international postcards. They are only $1 more than a regular stamp, and then you will get your postcards. But I'm going to call it a day right now. Thank you so much for everybody hanging out. I've got postcards to write. I've got things to do. Once again, thanks to the 30 people hanging out with me here. And we will see you on the road. Where in the States is American Cupcake? American Cupcake is in Tampa, Florida. And we will see you on the flip side. Catch you later, everybody. Bye.